Let's go! We have the playoffs! Finally, everybody! The playoffs for the X Cup Fall. 4,000 euros are on the line, and we have a double elimination system. The top 8 teams are facing off against each other, and in the first round we got a best of 3 on our hands. So yeah, we're gonna transition from best of 3s in the first round to best of 5s for the rest of the tournament. So in the series at hand here, we got Battlefield of Eternity on day number 1. We have 4 matches in total. We're going through the upper bracket through the round of 8. So right now, team against team NameChange. Number 1 against the number 8 in the standings. And obviously, team comes in as the favorite, but, well, it is a double elimination system after all. And if you remember some of the past tournaments, especially, for example, Meta Madness, the blue team has actually been kicked down into the losers bracket back then. So there's still quite a lot of things that can happen here. We have Gunners on, obviously, and we got the Hardos in, we got the Chili Donuts in. So a lot of the top teams are really playing for the title here, and we'll figure out if the blue team can once again win a tournament, or if this time they're gonna be shut down for good at some point. Things are starting off with a ban on Mephisto, and we also have Stukov banned out again. Battlefield of Eternity kicks us off in the best of 3 series, as already mentioned before. But it should be a pretty exciting tournament and a very cool weekend too. I mean, we have seriously tons and tons of games throughout the entire weekend. It's going to be awesome. The qualifiers were pretty sweet, but then again, at the end of the day, the qualifiers were also designed so that the teams don't have to play all of them. So we ended up with quite a few of the qualifiers where 1 or 2 of the top teams just decided, right, we're going to take a breather this weekend. We're going to take it a bit easier. Some of our players might not be able to make it. Maybe we don't have the time for that. But now that we're heading into the playoffs, we get the full star power of Europe and all the top players obviously being assembled here. Yeah, and with that said and done, we have our girl Vala also banned out. Always sad to see, because I enjoy the auto attack build. It's a bit weird, honestly, for me. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I would have loved to see a little bit of auto attack Vala. And as someone who has been shitting on the auto attack build for Vala for 5 years, that's a little bit strange. But patches changed things, and the actual build for her with the auto attack style and her gambit talent on level 1 is actually pretty good and fun to watch as well. Ultralis kicks things off with Liming as a first pick. Again, the poke that you have a Battlefield of Eternity, especially during Immortal phases with the stalemate, is always nice for Liming. As the opponent, you have to decide what are you going to do when those orbs travel towards the Immortal. Either the Immortal eats damage, or you have to block it with one of the heroes, and then the heroes are getting damaged and allow for kills potentially later on in the game. But Ana gets picked away from them, and that's actually a pretty nice move as well, because now the blue team can't go for nano-boosted Liming, so that's already a really good draft step into the right direction here. What we've seen a lot lately, also some, of course, these Liming plus Genji combos. It's something that we have seen in HTC already, right? So back then it was all about trying to get the double resets going, come in with a swift strike, Liming poking someone down, getting the reset for both, and then just snowballing it completely. But now they're going down a very different path. We get Dainu on Tracer, and we have Masquerade on Tyrael. And every single time I see him on Tyrael, immediately there's the alarm bells ringing, because Judgment is coming. This, so far, isn't really a combo where you go Sanctification, and we have seen the blue team, and others, by the way, play around Judgment quite a bit. So there's a chance that we're going to get that today as well. Depends a little bit on what else they're going to run, especially, of course, what's being run as the melee on the side lane. Malfurion banned out, so that Tracer doesn't get that heal over time. Malfurion is still the best drafted support for Tracer, because she can go much deeper. You can go for the overheal, give her a little bit more wiggle room, allow her to go into the opponent's backline. And of course, with Tyrael around as well, she gets the additional shield, so at least one of those components is banned out by Team NameChange. And Diablo gets banned against them, so no wall stuns against Tracer in particular. But yeah, let's go. What are we gonna get from the red team now? Cassia comes in, and we get a Blaze. Urel and Blaze, okay. I mean, I'm intrigued. That is going to be an interesting draft here. Are they really going to play Blaze as the main tank right now, or how they're going to run this? I could have seen Blaze absolutely as a pick on the side of the blue team too. I mean, the hero is fantastic in and of itself, but it would have fit very well into the composition of the blue team. So, yep. There's the Panda. And Zelia with Lucio. Okay, we got the Panda and we got Tyrael. Yeah, Tyrell, technically, with Judgment, Fat Illidan can jump in feet first and try and take someone down on the other side too, so they have a very aggressive and jumpy lineup. Whereas map number 1 in our series, the draft finishing out now with Limo going for the pick here. And it's Phoenix. I don't think we're going to get the Planet Cracker, but it would be pretty awesome. Maybe it forces Tyrael into a Sanctification after all. Either way, guys, let's go. Game number 1, the X Cup Fall Playoffs. We are in the winner bracket right now, the first round. Let's see which team takes the lead here in the best of 3 series between Team Wah and Team NameChange. Game number 1, Team against NameChange, everybody. On the left side, Dequaza on Chen for the blue team. We got Dino and Tracer, Ultralisk with Li Ming, Masquerade on Tyrael, and Zelia is zipping around on Lucio. Let's go. Right side of the map, Casper on Urel. We got Kea on Ana. Limu on Phoenix, off on Blaze, going straight into the Endurance Stimpack here. Yeah, for my bike rides, I really wish I had that sometimes. That would give my Strava a lot more KOMs. But there we got Modcheck on Cassia. And, well, let's go! With that said, we got top side, Urel going up against Chen. And down at the bottom of the map, the party is obviously starting up in a 4 versus 3 since Phoenix traveled top side. So the blue team has the numbers advantage for now over here. Let's see what they can do. Chen gets attacked at the top and nearly dies. Dequaza was pretty low there. So they did a great job pushing him down, and that makes it much easier for Urel now to control the lane. Phoenix is obviously traveling down, but the blue team is trying to capitalize on the numbers advantage bot side. Once they saw Phoenix at the top, they immediately said, guys, we got an opportunity here, and they went for the tower and took it down, and also opened the wall up. So that's pretty good for them. Direct access to the fountain, and in addition to that, if you make a push, you can always see who's behind the gates, and maybe even get someone there. So there's quite a few things that they can currently do. We got Ikea at the same time in the back on Ana, keeping herself as far away from the action as possible. Yeah, Ana is really annoying. If you have Ana positions well, getting to her is an absolute nightmare. But as already highlighted before, first of all, they got Tracer, they got Fat Illidan, they can jump into the back line and then maybe go for the top keck place and try to isolate her. And on top of that, they also have our boy Tyrael. And I already highlighted that Judgment is an option. I'm not saying it's going to get picked, but it is an option these days. Especially if you're trying to dive the backline hard and try and take Ana down. So, we got the camps taken. Currently it's a 1-1 trade. Top side, the blue team has taken control, and down here at the bottom, as you saw a second ago, the red team was able to get those Khazras. So with that being said and done, it seems like they're trying to go for one of the towers themselves and do some structural damage here. Ah, nice. Good sleep dart against Lucio. And Zelia immediately shut down a bit. Nicely done. A little bit of a warning shot from Ana here. And Limo was already attempting to capitalize on it, but could of course not get the kill there. Topside on the other hand, it seems like now we have a 2 versus 1 situation against Casper. Urel might be in a bit of trouble here. She's not going to be able to handle that on her own. That's just not happening. Downside, it's a 4 versus 3. But Phoenix has to be sent topside now, and the blue team is able to take another tower down. So they are definitely ahead, structurally speaking. It's not a massive advantage, now don't get me wrong. Down here, at least the gate has been opened up too. But still, it is a bit of a lead. Now, as you can tell, first Immortal is going to come up. A little bit of an experience advantage, even for Team NameChange and structures. They're slightly trailing behind, but it's nothing too crazy. It's going to be the big question. Who takes Immortal number 1? And who takes the lead here? It would be pretty fantastic. I mean, can you imagine Team NameChange winning the map here and maybe even threatening the blue team? That would be incredible. But for now, it's Phoenix who is in trouble. Blaze with a nice attempt here to stun someone out, but nobody went for Phoenix. So yeah, that didn't quite work. And still, keep in mind that they have Urel and Blaze at the front now, so they don't play with the traditional tank setup. We've seen Blaze in the past a few times as a main tank, but with limited success and not really all that often. And the red team is sacrificing a lot here. They just lost 50% of their Immortals HP. And the blue team is obviously trying to finish what they started here by focusing fully on the red team's Immortal and trying to take it down. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Team NameChange is going to try and defend as best they can. And they might get the kill here, and indeed they do. Xaylia, the first one to fall. Xaylia dead, but the Immortal is still not looking all that great. And Ultralisk here, as you can see, he can now fire the combos away at the Immortal. Blaze will have to decide whether or not he's going to soak all the shots. One of the missiles still goes through and finishes the Immortal off. 50% on the shield. It could have been worse, honestly, but this is still going to hurt them a little bit. Now, Limo is trying to push this out and make sure that there's no minion wave that moves in with it. With Blaze currently anchoring the flank here a bit, he has even more time and can now take one of the side walls down. They nearly dropped the tower too, but they are a bit isolated here, so they are defending as best they can. And Team has now moved down to the bottom of the map instead. Now, they still have 3-4 heroes topside that defend against the Immortals down at the bottom. Haspa is all alone. Urel is trying to hop out, but the chances of her escaping are slim. Could get out, honestly. The problem is more so that without Urel defending, that fort is definitely going to fall, and Urel goes down too. The Space Goat is dead, and the fort is gone, and that is, of course, yeah, let's say not good. First Immortal, 50% shield, you lose one of your heroes, you lose not only the top wall, but you also lose the bottom fort. That definitely doesn't bode well for the mid game. They are half a level behind now. Xaylia is sniffing this out, and the rotation is coming. So Tracer is already on her way, attacking Kea, who makes it out of the fight for now. But at the same time, Masquerade and his boys, they secure the camp, and they get the Khazras to push them straight through the top lane in an attempt to do even more damage. Maybe even take that fountain down, which makes it, of course... If you take all the 2 fountains on the side lanes out, then it's really tricky for the opponent to do anything in regards to sustain. They always have to fall back into the middle main base. And uh-oh, that's a Cassia kill attempt. But Pharazon gets out. Good for him. Mr. Modcheck. He changed his nickname to Modcheck. Apparently because he lost the bet. And then because... I actually don't really know the entire story, but I think he lost the bet, had to change his name, then couldn't change it again for a few months, and decided to just stick with it or something along those lines. But yeah, either way, we got another kill. Xaylia is down for the second time. Like, I don't know what's going on with Xaylia here, but that's the second kill against him. Overstepping a little bit. And yep, there we go. Another attack against... Oh, Dino! Careful, my friend. But there's the counter kill. So Cassia is gone, 2 kills for 2, and keep that level 10 in mind because it is incredibly close. Seems like Blaze might go down as well. He tried to go for the kill, but he couldn't take Tracer down. Now, do we get Judgment? That's the question. We get the triple pandas. That's the first one that we have to highlight here. But given how Tyrael still holds his ult back, this looks very judgy to me. I mean, that looks very, very judgy to me, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, you might as well pick it. Now, we got 3 kills to 2. Obviously, Team NameChange is trying to close the experience gap and get their own heroic abilities. But for the time being, they now have to simply watch the Immortal lose 50% of the HP, and there it is. Judgment has been taken. Yeah, Tyrael was always this guy. Tyrael was always that guy, you know, that was just like running around on his high horse, judging other people. I mean, you can totally see him. He's one of those guys that like sits in an office all day long and just like tells people what to do and judges them, and he gets killed for his troubles, and I like that. Though I never liked those guys. But that's actually pretty amazing. That's 4 kills to 4 now, and Xaylia died again. Xaylia is dying a lot here today. The triple pandas might also have a bit of a problem, but the Quasar is able to make it out. Now Kea got killed. She was a little bit too close to the action here. But that is an opportunity for Team NameChange. I'm honestly, I am here for it. They lost a lot at the first part of the Immortal phase simply because they didn't have level 10 abilities. But with those kills, they're trying to make their play. Here comes the stun combo though, and the bunker didn't help. Cassia is down, nicely done. Tyrael moving in to drop him. Limu also in trouble here. And that's a double kill thanks to the resets on Li Ming that will serve Team well. Now, first of all, they locked the Immortal in. That was more or less a given. The only thing I guess that we really were trying to figure out here is how many hit points they would have on the shield. As it turns out, quite a bit. So they're sitting at roughly 60%, which is definitely something that you can work with. And of course, they are pressuring the entire map now. Double catapult at the bottom, double wave, trying to go for the Space Goat again. And Yeah, Casper makes it out, but they are still in trouble. As is pretty evident here. So the top side 4 has now fallen. Can take a quick look also at the damage numbers, of course. And we have 17,000 for the Panda. Fat Illidan doing well in this one. Let them eat cake. 26,000 on Cassia. Yeah, she's bringing the numbers. But they need to get the kills here. And Zelia dying 3 times in this game. Now level 13 talents are also available for the blue teams. They have another advantage over their opponents. And at this point, you're obviously aiming for the keep. I mean, you will do damage one way or another. But if you can get a kill here, then this thing is just going to go down. And already the body blocking is good. Oh, they bait him over the wall! Masquerade gets stunned and is able to jump out regardless. But the keep is not looking good. Keep is about to go down here, so they're trying to make the play. But it was still a nice bait on the Judgment. I like Judgment as a talent, but I don't know. Tyrael, nah. Okay, that might be a move against Blaze, but it's Phoenix that dies first. Dino is zipping into the backline. Oh, baby, that's gonna hurt. Ana down, Phoenix down, Zelia down again, and Masquerade is dying too. We have a slot on our hands, guys. The keep has been destroyed. Seems like Cassia might make her way out of this one. Maybe not. I mean, Quasar is doing what he can. And it's all a play around vision. But there's the kill. And Ultralisk survived. So now we have 9 kills against 6. The keep is down. Dino on the way down to the bottom of the map. He might not have the top numbers in terms of damage, but he is definitely doing work. I mean, he got kill after kill, zipped into the backline. Phoenix now going for even more warp talents on 13, but the red team is struggling. They really are. They have a lot of damage on Cassia in particular. Phoenix isn't looking too bad either, but they just cannot secure any team victory here. They get their kills, they just can't really capitalize on them. There's another Judgment. Oh my god, Phoenix gets absolutely blown up here. And they're also going for a beautiful kill on Yrel. That was nicely done, zipping her back instantly, not really allowing for any play here. Was well done, especially by Liming, of course. And Zelia, he's currently sitting topside together with Chen. But yep, we have a bit of a slot on our hands right now. Early and mid game weren't really too bad for the red team, but right now they are suffering. They are 5 kills behind, they are 2 levels behind. And that talent that is now kicking in any moment for Team WAP, that is going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. It's impressive. Honestly, it's really impressive how clean the blue team plays all of this. And there's a lot of people that have been talking for quite some time now about like the dominance that we've seen them put to display every single time that they go into the playoffs, into the finals. And for me, it's pretty exciting to see if there's going to be a team that emerges that finally will take Team WAP down. But they are impressive. They really are. They play incredibly clean, and they are always able to come back in the late game. At this point, of course, they are supposed to win this one. There's no denying it. This is the #1 team in the playoff standings against the #8. First round of the tournament with seeding always works out this way. But we'll see if they can keep that up throughout the tournament here. But for the time being, they are reigning supreme here. Game #1, it seems like it's going to be theirs. They are chasing and they're chasing hard. Spray Game of Chaos on point, absolutely like it. Because not much else is going well for them here. At least not this late in the game. Already Masquerade with a little bit of a trollololololololol as everybody is starting to focus on the core. Now, can they take it down here? They should be able to, even with the death timers not really being all that high just yet. I mean, with Channel being here, maybe they're struggling a bit, but Tyrael also will supply another 5% if he dies and explodes. So yeah, they should be able to lock this in without any real troubles here. Guys, this is game #1. A very dominant display by the blue team. A well-deserved victory on the first map in the first round of the playoffs for the X-Cup Fall.
Before we head into game #2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Here we are, guys. Game #2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alright, the 1-0 lead for Team WAP against Team NameChange. To be expected. Again, sometimes it's a little bit weird because for me, some of those things, especially when it comes to tournament seeding, is second nature by now. Doing this for, I mean, 17, 18 years now. but a few comments that were posted on YouTube lately made it seem that not everybody is familiar with the system. So again, guys, we went through the qualifiers, and the points that teams could gather in the qualifiers, there was a leaderboard that was designed. And now that we're heading into the playoffs, the better you are positioned within that leaderboard, the easier your early round matches are. So the number 1 team, which is team goes up in the first round against the number 8 team. So obviously they are very highly favored here. And the whole reason why you do this seeding system is you don't want the best teams within a tournament face off against each other in the first round. You want the top teams to face off against each other in round number 2, round number 3, a little bit later towards the tournament. Now, there's obviously always a chance that one of the underdogs is able to perform a little bit of an upset and kicks one of the top teams into the losers bracket. I mean, honestly, we've seen it plenty of times in the past, but at least when it comes to team, I think the chance of that happening are fairly slim. So they might dominate this series, but then again, you can also take a bit of a look of how clean these guys are able to play their fights. Maybe with the exception of game number 1, Xaylia. I'm not quite sure what exactly was going on there, but Xaylia died a lot. Now, if you are going up against an opponent that is on a skill level a little bit below you, some of the players tend to just test the limits, see how far they can go. Maybe that's what happened here. But I gotta admit that I was a bit surprised that he died, I think in total 4 times. And out of the first 4 deaths on the blue team, 3 were his. So, a bit surprising. That being said, now we're heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is our second map of the best of 3 series. Keep in mind, as announced earlier, the first round of the tournament is best of 3s. After that, we're moving into best of 5s. Getting tons and tons of games out this weekend, honestly, but at some point you have to make some sacrifices at least. So for now, we got Falstad as an early pick. Interesting choice on Tomb of the Spider Queen, honestly. Falstad has been played here, but not really with Falstad as a priority, so you go for him as the first pick. I'm a bit curious to see if they're trying to make something sneaky happen here. I mean, honestly, I would just die laughing if they would turn the tables of some of the teams that were trying to cheese them in the past and just try and go for a backdoor strategy. But these picks here explain a lot more what they're trying to do. We're going to touch on that in a second. Suffice it to say for now that on the red team side, we have a Blaze early pick and we get Anduin. But with Falstad plus Stitches, what you're trying to do pretty much is you isolate targets. So Stitches is going to wait for that hook. It's going to come in, land the hook, go for the Gorge, and then if the red team tries to move in to save their ally, Falstad can always gust them away, isolate the Gorge target, and then you can burn it down. What you're trying to do with this is you also want to have a few heroes that they can control the Gorge target after it pops out again. Urel can do that, of course, but maybe we're going to see a stun. And that could either be another melee, or we could just simply see someone along the lines of Malfurion that simply drops the root so that Stitches can deliver the Gorge target straight into the root. A lot of options here for them. Also, by the way, one of the reasons why Stukov gets banned out, first of all, he's incredibly strong, but also he can ruin all of these players quite a bit. Medivh can do the same thing. You can either supply the portal to help the target escape, you can provide the shield. So in order to prevent that from happening, he gets banned. Now you can also go, of course, for a kidnap combo yourself, which is that with Stitches and Falstad, you also add Medivh to the mix. And all of a sudden, after Gorge happens, Medivh provides a portal and Stitches just kidnaps the target and gets it away. So that is another variation of that. But for now, Team NameChange has to figure out how they're going to deal with this. Hans on Anubarak. Anubarak is actually not a bad choice here, because once that Stitches goes for Gorge, Anubarak can just simply come in and cocoon him. So that works quite well too. Then, of course, we're going to talk about potential cleanses again and other plays that you can make. This is really where Xaylia comes into play. Don't forget, this is Tomb of the Spider Queen, so Ultralisk might even play his Carrigan here. That would provide another stun setup after Stitches Gorge's target. Yep, there it is. Carrigan gets taken. And here comes the stun that I've been talking about. So we got Uther, Stitches, and Carrigan. A very clean combo. I mean, very telegraphed what they're trying to do here, but that doesn't make it any easier to counter. This is a very strong lineup that they have, and very difficult to deal with. A lot of sustain, a lot of stuns, a lot of CC just in general, and Falstad with the isolation plays after a Gorge is very, very good here too. So, last pick, Limu for the boys in red. And it is Tychus. Okay, so we get Tychus and Hanzo for the damage. Blaze and Nubarak at the front. Guys, that brings us to map number 2 of the best of 3 series. Our first best of 3 of the tournament. Let's head straight into Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Masquerade on Stitches. Ultralisk on Kerrigan. We got Dino on Falstad. Dequaza on Urel, and Zelia on Uther. Casper on the right side of the map is playing Blaze. Kea on Anduin. Modcheck 1-2-1-2 on Hanzo. Limo on Tychus, and off on Nubarak. Yeah, and we actually get an auto attack build. Look at that. Press the advantage for Tychus. False dad is always kind of nice. You're not my real mom. You're not my real dad. False dad. Anyways, you guys know the cat meme, right? Like, everybody knows the cat meme. Old school. But that one is actually perfect. Ooh, nice save. Good job by Kea here. Blaze for just a second was in trouble here. It's going to be awesome to see how those hooks are hitting. Stitches is always a bit of a game changer because after 13, when the hook range gets increased, it's just kind of fun to see who is going to be able to hit here and who not, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, there's an Uther kill, so I don't know what's going on with Zelia today. But Zelia is getting farmed a little bit. At this point, he might just be an oversized minion that is trying to give experience to the opposition. That is kill number 5 now in 2 games. So, there we go. Anyways, yeah? Let's face it. Zelia looks... honestly, I don't even think that Zelia smokes anything. But if you've ever watched a Zelia interview, the guy just looks like he's naturally high. He's naturally high on life or something. And Zelia is one of the... Zelia is just awesome. Awesome and very special. But I'm not quite sure what happened here today. Maybe a few too many energy drinks, maybe something else. He has the money pick, so it's not the mount. But we'll... He's playing frontline now. I mean, he's Uther after all, right? So that kind of works. But we'll see if he can get his act together here today. If I'm not mistaken, they play only one match anyways. So they're going to be okay here. But either way. For now, we have also still the rotation between the lanes. Normally what you're setting up on Tomb of the Spider Queen is a 1v1 at the bot lane, outside of the attempt to go for the Siege Giants that we're seeing now. And then a 4-man rotation between middle and top for experience, lane control, and of course gems as well. So, for now, he has to pay for Masquerade, and he is dead too. 2 kills to 0 for Team NameChange. Look at that. The boys are doing work in the rhythm on level 4 now. Oh, that could have been a problem. That could still be a problem. But Kea with a big save here. Ultralisk on the other hand with a stun. And goodbye, Hanzo. And the spray game is on point. God, I like it. Honestly, the taunt systems that we have in Heroes of the Storm are sometimes kind of funny, but I absolutely love it when a team is really playing around those sprays and master taunts and whatnot. A little bit of a healthy B-step hasn't hurt anybody anywhere either, but yeah. So the entire wall down here is already gone. Despite the fact that the red team got a few more kills, the blue team is capitalizing on those numbers advantages a little bit better when they get them. Siege Giants will of course now be cleaned up, but that still lost them quite a bit. The birdie flying... I have no idea what Dino was trying to do here. That was an interesting flight pattern. I mean, he flew here, and then he barrels over, so I'm just like, where are you trying to go? I'm not quite sure what's going on. Maybe Team Wah is drunk, so that might be the explanation. But yeah, first we have Zelia moving a bit out of position time and time again, and now we have Dino just flying into the opponent's base. He's like, oops. But either way, so they're still doing well, and obviously they're in the lead too. But by now we have also another play for Masquerade apparently. It's still fine. Masquerade is still fine, alright. You fucking troll! Like, seriously! Masquerade comes in and immediately starts trolling with a helping hand. Okay. Alright. So, these, I mean, you can say what you want, but these guys are definitely having some fun here. Oh boy. Now, For now, this might work, but I'm curious to see how long that is going to work for them in this tournament. There's a couple of really, really strong teams that they have to go up against eventually, so we'll see. Comeback Tactician is in as level 7, kicks in for Team NameChange. Here's the push to the middle, and the blue web weavers are descending first. Anubarak also going for the dive now with the subterranean shield on his level 7. And Masquerade is already trying to get a hook on Casper, who's getting saved by Kea. Yeah, Anduin just generally is awesome on a map like this. Has a lot of really cool moves that he can pull off over the walls and the debris. Masquerade, Masquerade, they want him! That they can't get him! Oh, that was so close! Instead, the cockroach gets attacked. Nubarak is in trouble. Web Weavers are now coming down too. They just can't get a kill. Or can they? Ultralisk! There it is! No way! Oh, and that's the end of Tigers. And they can't even get the gems! They couldn't get the gems. Seems like Hanzo's trying to claim them, but he falls short. So now, not only did they lose 2 of their heroes, they are leveled behind, and guys, they're gonna lose infrastructure. Boy, they lost the top wall and towers. The fort is not looking good either. Down here in the middle, it is not... Oh, wow, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. That's the first Web Weaver wave. The first one, and they just took 2 forts, and they're working on the 3rd. Guys, they're gonna get level 10. They can go for the double turn-in. They only need 8 more gems, and then they have enough for turn-in number 2. And thanks to their level 10 ability, they are in absolute control of this game right now. This is a total disaster for Team NameChange. This can be a very snowbally map, and Team is going to try and prove that right here, right now. Masquerade is already jonesing for that hook, but he doesn't get it. Yeah, he showed that minion who's boss. But with every single fort destroyed... I mean, honestly, I have to highlight again how bad this is. This is not only that the red team doesn't have level 10 abilities, guys. These fucking trolls. Alright, flies in, they get the hook, and they try to go for the cockroach. Anduin comes in. Nope. But, yep, no kill for them. Nice try, though. But again, there are no forts left. That means that there are no fountains in the middle of the map that would help them to secure a position around a turn-in point. So this is just a total disaster, and Team is absolutely capitalizing on this now. They have enough gems by now. Well, they're 1 short, but yeah, technically they have more or less enough for another turn-in that they could get now. And of course, there's also a boss up that eventually they can claim. Yeah, this is rough. This is very, very rough. The damage output, Hanzo is looking strong, so does Tigers, but that doesn't help you if you do not get kills. So if the blue team turns in again, this might be over very quickly. Nice pull! Anduin with a light bomb as they try to get out! But the pretty boy is dead. Anduin is down. The Nick Carter of the Nexus fell. And now they're making a play for Hanzo again. Ultralisk! Oh, and he gets away! The hook hits a Nubarak! And he gets gorged again. That's a kill. That's a kill. The B-step. Beetle is gone. And look at the Space Goat. Yeah, they are chasing. They're on the hunt. They are hunting, but they didn't get anybody. Zelia gets saved this time from Masquerade. I mean, in reality, Masquerade just didn't want to hook somebody. It was like, well, there's no opponent around anymore, might as well hook you. So, yeah, they're closing in on level 13. They can turn in. They got the gems now. And they can go for a few additional camps, which is exactly what they're doing, trying to time that properly. Oh, but yeah, that is going to be really rough for the red team, because the mid wall is already gone, so it's going to be a play for keep 100%. And I don't really know how they can bring this back. Now, they have gems. They have 68, 70 gems. That is... I mean, they can complete 1 turn-in. And they actually snuck it in. Wait, what? Casper got the turn-in. What? Zelia sleeping on the job. You're fired, dude. What the hell? How did they let him sneak that one in? That shouldn't have happened. I mean, we'll see if it really helps Team NameChange, but that should have been a very solid position for Team... Get the turn-in, get the camp, push in, and take it from there. Instead, the red team is able to get a turn-in secured. And is now hoping to get a bit of map control and push this back. Maybe get a kill or 2. They won't be able to do too much with it. I think they need kills. But still, that they snuck it in the first place is already a surprise. So here we go. 69 stacks, by the way, for In the Rhythm. So Tychus is working around that minigun, trying to burn down Masquerade in particular, who's just getting those hooks through. Very much alone at this point, and who's also alone is Blaze. Blaze is very alone and is trying to get away here. Yeah, good luck with that, my friend. I mean, he's trying, don't get me wrong, but there's just no way. Yeah, look at the rest of the team. The rest of the team there is just like, yeah, you fucked, dude. You're dead. And Casper, yeah, I mean, he is making them work for it. Ooh, but that was a nice one. Mid-hook kill. Now Falstad flying out very, very quickly as Dino thought, okay, this is getting a bit too dicey for me at the bottom of the map. Now we have Helping Hand, Masquerade and Ultralist. They can turn in and finish the job here. But as you can tell, they're also making a play for the boss this time. The Frenchie with one hook after another. But yeah. Okay, so we got the boss attacked. Obviously, that forces the hand of Team NameChange a bit. There's no talent advantage this time for the blue team. So this is probably their best chance to fight. But they still have to make this a quick one, because the Web Weavers are coming down as we speak. They need to get that boss. It's a little bit of a Hail Mary move, but if they win this one, that would really help them. And Stitches, hello? Stitches is dead. The hook is out. Nice. They denied the Divine Shield. Actually, Divine Shield came out. But they might get the boss. Karrigan is dead. They're going to steal this one. They're going to take it. Uther's also going to die in a second. So does the birdie. They take 4. 4 down. Boss gets stolen. And team might just have screwed up a little bit. Someone got a bit greedy, didn't they? Yep. Now, there is still a push that has to be dealt with. Those Web Weavers are no joke. So someone needs to come in and take them down. And the blue team is obviously still heavily ahead in experience and is locking in a level 16 in a few more moments. But still, that doesn't change the fact that Team NameChange just started a bit of a comeback here. Yeah, they took the top 4 down, 6 kills to 6, and they're trying to escort that boss in a bit deeper as well. That's what happens if you overplay your cards a bit. The problem is that the keep is still down. Wah, wah. Whereas down at the bottom of the map, this one has also taken damage, so the situation got a little bit better, but it's not great. At least they got something done here, and we'll have level 16 in a moment. So on the experience side, it wasn't a total disaster. Anduin's still trying to keep everyone alive. And I guess they're gonna get out. The boss, by the way... yeah, well, maybe they're not getting out. At least not in Uberak. Yeah, there's the stun, and Anduin denies the play again. Arrow on Uther, that one connected. Uther down, but so is Anduin. Both of the supports are gone. The problem is that Hanzo died as well, and Masquerade is just locking another hook in, which costs Tychus his life. So yeah, they go for the Beetle. The Cockroach on the run, and without a cooldown, he doesn't stand a chance. Guys, this looks like a 5-man wipe. 31 gems for Casper. Blaze is trying what he can, but that's it. 5-man team wipe. And with 100 stacks on Tychus, it seems like he won't be able to capitalize on those sizzling attacks anytime soon. We have the blue team going for the juggler here. They're going to try and end the game. Moving straight in for the core, trying to move on to the next round of the winner bracket. A 2-0 victory, as it seems, for Team as they drop Team NameChange here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Yeah, and of course, the red team, they're not out of the tournament yet. They're going to drop down into the losers bracket. And Team will move on to the winner bracket semis. Karrigan is gone, but so is the core. That's a clean win for Team GG, and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.